Fast snacks, fast food, fast reviews. Snackmasters Inc., a podcast served to you in 30 minutes or less.
Snackmasters Incorporated. Snackmasters. Snackmasters. You'll be snacking with the Snackmasters. 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 Snackmasters.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to Snackmasters Incorporated. I'm Dooner, here with the man who came out on Netflix after the Super Bowl. It's MSG! MSG, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
I'm good, but right before I came on the air, I was straightening up a bit, and I was looking on the coffee table in the dining room, and I was seeing all of these Valentines from Snackmaster Jr.'s preschool, and I realized I made a huge mistake because I didn't send him to school with Valentines. So I think now he was like that kid that got all the Valentines but didn't give any. But it was my first rodeo through preschool, so I didn't have this whole thing down. But now I feel a little bad.
Yeah, my son was pretty funny about it too. He said he didn't want to bring Valentines, and I said, well, what if nobody got you one? And that kind of changed his perspective. But yeah, I was impressed with the how far Valentines had come along. Just because the ones he got this year weren't your standard, just a to and from with a picture of Snoopy and Charlie Brown on it or whatever. It was, they came with like stuff. There's like glow in the dark or a sticker and, like a magnet, kind of an upgrade from what we did like when we were kids. So pretty cool.
Yeah, he got some puzzles and stuff along with his thing, stickers, temporary tattoos, all of those things. But probably the most adorable one was he got, what's old is new. Scooby-Doo is still big. He's my son's favorite cartoon. And he got, from one of the girls in class, a Scooby-Doo Valentine. And I wonder if there's a little lump blooming in the air. Maybe she knows you like Scooby-Doo. They talk about it, and I don't know. Plenty of time to figure that out.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what did come out after the Super Bowl? The Cloverfield Paradox. And they had this big ad campaign. It was this unique launch. It was originally supposed to go into theaters, and then Netflix picked it up. And it was, during the first ad said coming soon. And then immediately later, it was like appearing on Netflix right afterwards. I texted you that it was coming out. You didn't reply. So I don't know if you were excited for it or not. But 5 million people did watch it. Did you end up seeing the Cloverfield Paradox?
No, I didn't. I did get your text, and I want to see it. I really enjoyed watching the first two.
What Bad Robot's been doing with this sort of Cloververse that they've been building is taking other movies and then slapping the Cloverfield name onto them. 10 Cloverfield Lane was originally a different script called The Cellar, and it couldn't get moved or marketed. So I guess Abrams' Bad Robot said, Cloverfield's a big enough marketing name. We can put it behind us, and then we can tack a few things on here and there and tie it all in together. Which, you may have noticed the ending there, there's a big tonal shift. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I remember seeing that movie, and, it was kind of loosely mentioned throughout that there was this, these things outside, and Goodman had to hold himself in like this kind of weird hermit guy. But at the end, it just turned into, it was like they just mashed two movies together. It seemed pretty abrupt. It was cool and everything, but it's like 90% of the movie was this one kind of theme, and then it just, at the end, shifted to something completely different.
Yeah, it went from Alien to Aliens, and that's kind of the reason for it, is they threw the name on there. Well, the Cloverfield Paradox was originally a movie called The Guard Particle, and it was, script had been written, it was long during production, Paramount had picked it up, but I think when Paramount saw this finished product, they realized that nobody would see it in a theater. They rebranded it as a Cloverfield movie, added some scenes in, and then pawned it off on Netflix. And, Netflix, to their credit, they did this brilliant marketing thing. A ton of people who otherwise wouldn't have seen it or wouldn't have been interested in Cloverfield did get to see the movie. But here's where the negative comes in. The movie wasn't good. It was like a sci-fi original level, basic cable level movie. So I think it, really cool marketing strategy, but at the same time, reinforces that negative stigma that things that go to streaming are of, less quality than theatrical releases.
Yeah, Netflix seems to have struggles with their original movies. I know they've, got some cool series and stuff like that, but I'm not surprised. I guess if you got 5 million people to watch it, that's pretty successful.
Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane, even with the jarring ending, was able to coast upon the fact that 99% of the film is really, really good. There's a great performance by Mary Elizabeth Weinstein and John Goodman and the other dude, I don't know his name. But the whole thing was a great thriller. This is like a really bad version of Event Horizon, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth because there's this helping hand in the movie, and this is just a minor spoiler, but there's a helping hand in the movie, and they leave it on board the spaceship. So screw that movie. Screw the Cloverfield Paradox. But you know what they didn't advertise during the Super Bowl? Were for Lady Doritos.
This morning, the chip brand is facing backlash online after the head of its parent company said that women eat Doritos differently than men.
They don't like to crunch too loudly in public, and they don't lick their fingers generously, and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces and the flavor into their mouth.
Have you heard of these? Last week, Twitter was all in a uproar. People very offended by Lady Doritos.
Yeah, I saw that they put it out as like one of those Twitter news stories or whatever. And yeah, I saw it. People were just furious. And, again, any story I see on Twitter, they put like 10 tweet comments. They find the most opinionated ones and this and that. And they may, at the end of it, include like a small counterpoint or whatever, but people were furious. People were just offended and all up in arms. And how dare they, assign gender to these snacks and stuff. But, I'm curious to see what they're like.
She wants to hurt me. And the bitch don't even know me.
Well, this all started because in an interview with Freakonomics, PepsiCo CEO Indra Noovi, and I probably murdered that, it's Noovi, but Indra Noovi, we'll just call her PepsiCo CEO, she suggested that women don't like to crunch too loudly in public, they don't like to lick their fingers generously, and they don't like to pour the little broken pieces and the flavor into their mouth, which is very, very sad to hear. She also says that women need a bag that will fit into their purse. It's very important to women that they have a bag of snacks in their purse. Well, this is what sent Twitter into an uproar because it turns out that stuff isn't true, according to our fair counterparts. And my favorite tweet came from Kate Ford. She's got a blue check mark next to her name. I'm not sure who she is, though. It's Kate Ford 76. In response to Doritos' lady-friendly crisp, I shall be eating the biggest crisp I can find, crunching really loudly, burping, and carrying a packet of crisps as her handbag.
Pretty passionate there for these. She must be British, calling them crisps.
Well, yeah, the whole world was upset. This particular lady, I don't know if you know Hendy Amory, Libya Liberty, she's also got a blue check. Speak for yourself. I have long been waiting for a lady chip and will now launch a campaign to pressure the Doritos company to add a kind of hijib-like layer to each modest serving.
Yeah, I say, let the women sort out this snack dilemma. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. You're right. From my experience, the women I work with, primarily women, and I don't think they would have any qualms with crunching or carrying a bag of chips or anything like that. I don't see it as, any shame on their part where they would feel, embarrassed for the way they eat.
Well, I would personally try these because I like the idea of a chip that doesn't leave evidence on your fingers. It sounds like these wouldn't leave, cheese or like the Dorito orange tinge, snack nicotine stains, if you will, all over your hands.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I say, I'm curious, when they put these out, are they going to be like in a, stereotypical, like different font than other Doritos? Are they going to stand out? Are they going to be like flowers on the, I don't know. I don't want to join in the stereotyping or anything, but are they going to be to where guys are going to be embarrassed? Like if you show up with these in your lunch, people are like, making fun of you. So,
but you know and I know that you're only half the man that I am. And I have half the brain that you do.
I'm curious, but you're saying that no matter what, no matter how you'd proudly walk around with a bag of these and no shame? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm secure in my manhood, and I like trolling people. So if that offended somebody, it would make me happy, and I would also take joy in the fact that I ruined someone's day over that. So to me, yeah, if this can offend people and also be a snack that doesn't leave remnants on my fingers and the evidence, more power to it. I would definitely try it. However, it doesn't sound like we're going to because of all the backlash. Doritos has tried to clarify that isn't what they meant at all, although those were direct quotes, so I'm not sure how it couldn't be what they meant. But, in corporate speak, they said, we already have Doritos for women. They're called Doritos, and they're loved by millions, which made me think when I was reading that. I was like, he's got a point. Everybody loves Doritos. So I think that would make a great stage stripper name for you. I can picture it now. Coming to the stage at Jumbo's Clown Room, he's not Frito-Lay, he's Lady Doritos.
Well, again, I'm flattered that you would think of me when it comes to snacks and apparently stripping, but no, that's not going to much like the Lady Doritos campaign, that's just not going to get off the ground. No.
I don't know. If you were to use the bag as a handbag like she suggested, of these Lady Doritos, you could put your Zune and a whole other bunch of failed ideas in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now I want to Google 10 most disastrous marketing campaigns so I can read through some of that, because none are coming to mind right now, but I know there's oh so many.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of leaving a sour taste in your mouth, this week I got some Sour Patch Kids. I got 2 different boxes here. I got the Sour Patch Bunnies and the Sour Patch Kids Tropical. These Sour Patch Bunnies, they are, I think, just regular flavored Sour Patch Kids that have ears. They, the box makes them look way more defined as a bunny than they actually look in person. But I mean, they look a little X-rated in person. I implore you to get a box. You could remarket these as Sour Patch something else, and you could sell a few boxes, is what I'm saying. These are the regular flavors, so I'll do these ones second. And it's nice that they did make a change to them, because when I did the Sour Patch Zombies, all they did was take regular Sour Patch Kids, only give you purple and orange, and call it a day. So at least they put some effort into shifting it up. The Sour Patch Kids Tropical. These, they say they're brand new. First time I'd seen them. They add some new flavors to the punch bowl here. You got passion fruit, tropical twist, pineapple, and paradise punch. There's 16 pieces to a serving, 150 calories, and you're going to get a hell of a lot of sugar, because basically that's what it is. It's 31 grams of sugar, and it's sour flavored sugar, inert sugar, corn syrup, and those kind of things. I'm curious. I'm a huge Sour Patch Kid fan, so I welcome any new addition to their lineup. And I got the pineapple one right now. It's a white color. You know what? It tastes like a pineapple lifesaver, except with sour on it, which is nice. They got an orange one here. The orange one, I'm imagining, is tropical twist. It's okay. It tastes like mango. Not a huge mango fan, so we got passion fruit for purple. Not bad. Solid. Very muted. And the last one is pink. It's paradise punch. Tastes kind of like red high C. So nice here. I mean, what you get with this box, it's like one of those movie theater sized boxes that looks a lot bigger than it is. When you open it up, it's really only 2.5 servings. These are shaped like the regular Sour Patch Kids you see every day. Just some new flavors in here, but they mix it up nicely, and it's enough of a differentiator between your regular flavored Sour Patch Kids that I think they leave you something to work with here. These are very good. I'm a huge Sour Patch Kid fan, so to me, let's see. Well, I don't really like the mango tropical twist, so I'm only liking 75% of these, so I gotta consider that. With that in mind, 8.5. I'll do the Sour Patch Bunnies in a bit, but what do you have? I think you got some sour candy as well. Throw a sour snack at me.
Yeah, actually, kind of took a page out of your book here. I went with I saw these Black Forest Organic Sour Heads. It says they're sour and sweet, soft and chewy candy. They're USDA organic, non-GMO, colors from natural sources. The macros on here aren't much different than the regular ones. 130 calories for 14 pieces. Obviously, no fat or sodium. 33 grams of sugar. So, and 22 of that comes from sugar. The other sugar is from apparently the stuff it's made out of. But it's the biggest, the first ingredient on here is tapioca syrup, and then there's sugar and potato starch and things like that. But everything in here is natural. It's got fruit juices for the coloring and stuff. A little bit disappointing when I open the bag, because on the front it looks like they're smiley faces that that these are supposed to be shaped like. But when you open the bag, it's just kind of a weird kind of a blob it looks like almost like a star. But there is absolutely no semblance of any kind of smiley face or anything like that. So I don't even know why they put that on the front of the bag, because it's, not shaped like that at all. So I'm not going to differentiate between flavors and try them all. But there is raspberry, lemon, fruit punch, lime, and orange. I'm just going to pop one of these in and see how it goes. So I'm really familiar with the Sour Patch. I used to buy them in bulk at the store, get a little bag of them. So I kind of know the comparison, and I think I just ate what is a fruit punch one. And they're okay. I think these might have been on the shelf for a while. We're not really known around here for being super healthy eaters and stuff, so I don't know how old this bag is, but they taste like these are kind of old. They're a little hard, and they're definitely not that kind of punch of sourness that you get from the Sour Patch Kids. They're definitely a lot more mundane than that. A little bit of sour, and then actually the snack itself, I mean, the sourness is from the sugar that they put on it or whatever, I think, but the snack itself just tastes like one of those gummy treats or whatever. What are those gummy snacks?
Gummy bears.
Yeah, like the fruit snacks. I'm sorry, like the fruit snacks that we buy for the kids and stuff. I think they just kind of repurposed those and put a little bit of sour, sort of dipped them in sour sugar. These are a little bit disappointing. I guess, if you're a kid and you're one that your mom would never buy you Sour Patch Kids because they were, high fructose corn syrup and all that stuff, and this is all you ever had, I guess it'd be a nice alternative just to a regular fruit snack, but stacked up against a regular Sour Patch Kid, the ones that I'm nostalgic over and all that stuff, I'd say these are about a 4. These are not great. I'll give these to my kid and see if he enjoys eating them, but I'm definitely not going to tear through the rest of the bag.
Yeah, I've had Black Forest before. I haven't had the sour ones because it always seemed like they would be kind of weak to me. I feel like you need like non-organic chemicals to achieve the sourness that like a Sour Patch Kid does. So I always pass them over, but also because I don't really like Black Forest gummy bears. I'm a Haribo guy or Haribo. I'm not sure.
All right, good. I'm a Haribo guy.
Yeah, the other thing I have here is, as I mentioned earlier, they're just the Sour Patch Bunnies. They, by all indication, they are just a regular Sour Patch Kid with the top of the head squished down a little bit to form bunny ears. There's not a ton of definition, and like I said, they're you could repurpose and call these something else, and they would pass for it pretty easily if you were to like give these out at a bachelorette party. And I hope, you know what, I hope these taste like regular Sour Patch Kids, though, because sometimes, speaking of Haribo, when they change the shape of something or the consistency of something, like it doesn't taste exactly like gummy bears anymore, and they lose some of that semblance of flavor. Or, sometimes like a large pizza will taste better than a small pizza. I don't always know why that is, maybe because of the distribution of ingredients. But either way, these are your regular Sour Patch Kids. These are the orange, the green, the red, and the yellow. So I don't really have to review the flavors here, but I just want to take a bite of one of these to just see if they really are exactly like regular Sour Patch Kids.
As a side note, I really like the way that you pronounce the word orange.
Orange.
I've heard it a few times, and I've got to compliment you on it. Sounds dignified.
No, now I am self-conscious.
No. I
have to try this orange one.
No, go back to the regular. I like it.
Orange? I don't know. I'm not.
You say orange.
Orange.
Orange. No, that's cool.
Orange.
No, moving on. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm happy to report these are exactly the same as your regular Sour Patch Kids. If you love those, you'll love these. One nice thing is they are slightly thicker. I think the bunny nose and the way they push these ears out add a little bulk to the body. So it's a little meatier than your traditional Sour Patch Kid, but in a good way. I think these are just as good as regular Sour Patch Kids. 9 out of 10, or maybe a 9.5. Sour Patch Kids are probably my favorite of all the sour candies.
Nice. Yeah. I've noticed that about Reese's peanut butter cups too. When you just mess with the size or the shape, it just destroys it for me. So
yeah, no, you're right on that too. The eggs are good. I like the Reese's peanut butter cup eggs, and I like the regular traditional one. But when you put it into some like the Christmas tree, no, I don't want that. Or the skull, keep it. Yeah.
So what I went with, I kind of went back to the basics here. I went with the Sour Punch Blue Raspberry Straws. These are not organic. There's nothing redeeming about these. Corn syrup, sugar, all the good stuff. And there's some salt in here, 49 grams of carbs. You get the whole package as a serving. And I think there's probably, 10 or 12 straws in here. So it is, I think, a takeoff of, sort of a mix between licorice and a Sour Patch Kid. It's like this long kind of hexagonal tube of, almost like a Sour Patch Kid. So I'm going to pop one of these in and see how it goes.
Yeah, they're a very mid-90s candy. That's when these came out, and also when, like, blue raspberry was added to the candy flavor lexicon.
Yeah, like the whole Warheads era, I kind of associate with this where, for some reason, kids needed these extreme snacks. It was like just burn your mouth or make you pucker really hard. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, well, first they went gross. They would have, like, the boogers and stuff, and then they switched to sour, and sour was a hit, and they've really never looked back.
Oh, I got to tell you, man, these really hit their target, man. These are sour. Well, it's like make my face kind of suck in almost. It's blue raspberry. I like the flavor. I tend to enjoy like a blue raspberry slushy or Jolly Rancher stuff, but it's even a part that's just stuck in your teeth is making me pucker up. It's a good balance between the sour and the sweet. I just shoved the whole thing in my mouth. I wasn't delicate about it or took a little bite. I kind of pushed it into my mouth and curled it up and chewed. Yeah, these are what they're meant to be. Definitely way more sour than the organic alternative here. So sorry, healthy kids, you're missing out on the joy by going with the other brand. These are pretty good. I don't. Again, I'm going to pass these on to my kids. I'm not huge on the sour anymore. I like bold flavors and stuff, but this is a bit much for me. I'll see if my kid likes them. I'd say they're a 6 or a 7 even. They are what they say they are. Sour and fruity, and it's all fake and artificial stuff. But yeah, they hit the mark. pretty good.
What's your favorite sour candy, just to sort of calibrate here, get an idea of your sour tolerance? Because I've had these before too, and I don't consider them that sour, but I like Sour Patch Kids and Warheads, which are both more sour than those.
Yeah, I never really got into the whole sour thing other than the Sour Patch Kids. Like I said, I would get a bag of those and take it into the movie theater or whatever and eat those. So if those were my 10, again, I'd put these at about a 6. I think I've just kind of moved on from them. I haven't had a Sour Patch Kid in a really long time. Not that I hate them. I might try them again someday, but that's just not something I grab off the shelf.
We're Snackmasters Inc. You can find this episode and all of our old ones at snackmastersinc.com. That's INC, not INK. We're also on Instagram at Snackmasters Inc. There we have all of our food photos, mini reviews, and videos. Speaking of videos, we now have a YouTube channel, Snackmasters Inc. on YouTube, at Snackmasters Inc. on Twitter. And if you have any snack suggestions, comments, complaints, or thoughts on Lady Doritos, you can reach us at snackmastersinc at gmail.com. Now, these Lady Doritos, they bring up the topic of like, what's some good silent snacks? Like if you wanted to snack in church, or if you wanted to snack at a wedding or at a board meeting or something, is snacking on the sly, some stealth snacking. What would you gravitate towards? Because these women Doritos could be a great solution because they're right. You can't just break out a bag of nacho cheese Doritos at church or people are going to start looking at you.
Gross.
Gosh, that's tough. Because I mean, we talk about it almost on every episode, the crunch factor. I mean, that's part of what makes a snack great to me. You know, maybe something that could dissolve over time in your mouth, you know, a puffed chip, something like that, where you could avoid the snacking, or, you know, even just like a piece of chocolate that could dissolve. That's the only thing I could think of as far as not disturbing the people around you. But I don't know, what do you pack, some marshmallow peeps or something? What's your thought?
Well, speaking of Sour Patch Kids, Mike, I've never had a Go-Gurt before until my kids got these Sour Patch Kid Go-Gurts. And then I tried them all, and they're really good. They're way better than you think they would be. Especially like sour. If you don't like sour, you probably wouldn't like them, but they're sour sweet. It tastes like yogurt as a Sour Patch Kid. They nailed it. It's amazing. If you want to, here's my mini review of them. Go get them. They're 9 or 10 out of 10. They executed flawlessly. But what I would do is, if I'm like, I never wear a watch unless I'm going to a business thing. But let's say I'm going to a conference. I might tie some Go-Gurts around my forearm. And, thread them through my watch. And then each time I need a snack, I can just cut the top off of one of them and just kind of like, pretend like I'm leaning on my palm. And I could just like sort of, and then press against my forearm with my other hand and slowly empty the tube of Go-Gurt into my mouth.
It's astonishing to me that you would put that much thought into how you would secretively eat Go-Gurt. But bravo, man.
I'm just saying you could get away with it. And I've been in situations like, I'm of that age where a lot of people start getting married and you go to christenings and things like that. And, it's not, you got to be careful about what snacks you pack for those type of events.
I guess. I've never been that hungry where I need an emergency Go-Gurt, but.
Oh yeah, sometimes I won't eat for a while and I get really low blood sugar, and then it's like, oh no, past the point of no return. The kind of like low blood sugar you get where there's no glucose going to your brain, and you can't like think, you can't even process where to eat, like you just keep driving. That's when the Go-Gurt comes in handy, and then you could go and eat food as regular.
Fair enough, man. All right.
Snackmaster Jr., let's go Gurt 'em! Which one of these Valentines is your favorite?
This one.
What is that one?
Doritos.
Oh, who'd that come from? Riley?
I like all of that.
Snackmasters Incorporated. Snackmasters. Snackmasters. You'll be snacking with the Snackmasters. Snackmasters. Snackmasters.